Welcome. My name is Ellen Ermer, and I'm the host of today's ASQ Lean Enterprise Division webinar. We hold these webinars once each month, and they are free to all our members. Our webinars are recorded, so previous webinars are available on our ASQ Lean Enterprise Division YouTube channel. And on May 11th, at noon Central Time, we will have another speaker, Bo Keaty, will be presenting Scaling Change. But today, our webinar's presenter is Walter Jankowski. He will be presenting top technology trends that totally transform, and is your organization ready for them? Just a couple logistics before we get started. You are free to post questions. I'm going to share it. Hopefully you can see this. You're free to post questions, and those questions you'll see to the right of your screen a section where it says questions. If you go ahead and type those questions in, at the end of the presentation, I'll be reading those out and Walter will be answering them. In addition, for this webinar, we are going to have polls, and as slides come up, there'll be questions asked, and you'll be answering some polls, and we'll be showing the results of those polls. For those of you who are ASQ members, you will be receiving a certificate of attendance so that you can use that for continuing education credits. And again, just a reminder that May 11th will be our next webinar by Bo Keaty. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Walter Jankowski. He's Chief Process and Metrics Geek of Better Dash Faster, and he helps senior execs figure out how to do things better, and has worked on multiple issues, as you can see below. In addition, I had the pleasure of hearing Walter do this presentation at a local ASQ Madison section, and really found it very informative and energetic. So I hope you find that to be the case also. I'm going to send it over to Walter. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm going to show my screen here and put this up. There we go. Okay. We have over 300 registered. What I'd like you to do is I want to see where you're located. If you would, type in the question box your city and state. If you would, just take a minute or so while I get put up the next slide. Welcome to Top 10 Technology Trends That Will Totally Transform. I just want to see how you are ready. So on tap today, I want to do an introduction and what does this have to do with Lean? This is the Lean Enterprise Division sponsored seminar, and I want to just start with that. And I'll introduce myself a little bit more of background. Then we're going to start in with what's a hard trend. Daniel Burrus is a world-renowned futurist, and he talks about hard trends. And then I'm going to convert those, and he has the top 20 hard trends. I've picked out the top 10 technology trends that are going to impact your world. And then we'll wrap it up. All right, here we go. So Walter Jankowski, reinvention consultant with Better Dash Faster. This is a company that I own. I've had it for the last 12 years. And I basically help senior executives do things better and faster. And I do a lot of process improvement and metrics, and I do a lot of strategic planning, and I work typically when there's a large technology project, I'm the people process lead. So instead of paving the cow path and figuring out how work, or I help figure out how work should get done through the organization, and then help apply that to the technology. And then I'm also, I do a lot of change management and changing people's behaviors to actually use the technology. I also do a lot of strategic planning. I work with lots of different organizations, service industry, government, financial, insurance, you name it. So I'm gonna continue on here. So what do technology have to do with Lean? I do a lot of Lean training in various technical colleges and the like. And there's two things that lean is all about. One is eliminating waste, and the second is reducing cycle time. You're going to see in these top technology trends, and I'm going to ask you at the end of the presentation, how do these top 10 technologies impact eliminating waste and reducing cycle time? And you'll see in many of these that you on the front line, being lean practitioners, you might be involved in teams that are actually applying some of these technologies that are either already here or they are coming, and they will be prevalent in our society. All right, so here we go. So the first poll, I want to just get a survey of the audience, and Ellen will put up the poll in just a second. What's your techno ability? If you put in a 1, so there'll be a poll up in just a bit. If you put in a 1, no way, Jose. 2, you're a techno novice. 3, I do okay or pretty average. 4 is, yeah, I'm pretty techie, but could do a lot better. And 5 is techno savvy super dude. So if you would, click on the survey of where you are, and I'll put on the music just for a few seconds here. How we doing, Ellen?
Good. It's still collecting responses. People are, looks like we're done now. So I'll go ahead and close it.
All right, let's see what the results were.
Whoop. Oh, something happened. Sorry. I apologize. Something
Not a
happened.
problem.
What's going on here?
I'm going to move on. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right.
Does have the, oh, there we go. Yep.
So it looks like we have close to more than 70% are in the 3, doing okay, or yeah, I'm pretty techie. So that's good. When we have only 7% that are techno savvy super dudes out there. All right, you can probably teach this. So I'm gonna start out with Daniel Burris. I saw him speak at an event, and he was fascinating. And he talks about hard trends. And just a little sidelight, Daniel Burris, in this time, in the last 3 weeks, he has given free webinars, and he has one this Friday from 12 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. And he's talking about the COVID-19 and the opportunities that it has. And this next one is COVID-19 uncertainties. The cost of saying no just got greater. So hang on. And so here, so I would encourage you to go out to his website and register for it. It's a nice little discussion. He has people from all over the world talking technology. All right, so here, hang on a second. Oh, dang. I'm trying to get my slides back up. Here we go. Okay, so so he talks about hard trends. Hard trend is a future uncertainty, something that we know is going to occur. And so a hard trend, unlike a soft trend is something that may occur, but you can adjust. You can adjust to its uncertainty. So let me give you a couple of examples. Democratic hard trend. There are nearly 80 million baby boomers in the United States, and not one is getting any younger. So that is a hard trend. It's a fact. That is what's going to happen. There's also technology hard trends. Technology is inevitably going to become more functional, more sophisticated. Future phones will be able to do more. That is a certainty. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about in society. Give me, and in the chat box or the question box, come up with what you think is a hard trend, something that you know and for certainty is going to happen. All right, so I'll give you just a minute. See if you can come up with a hard trend. How we doing, Ellen?
Good. Can you see the answers?
No, I can't.
Okay. We have world population, paying taxes. We have the coronavirus, people aging.
Excellent.
And energy will be more expensive. Autonomous cars.
Oh, awesome.
Sunrise every morning in the east. Interesting. 3D homes. Global warming. More online education. Remote work increase. Those are just some of the few.
Awesome. So you get the concept. I wanted you to think about a concept of what's a hard trend, that is a future certainty that will happen. So what this next piece is hard trends in technology. And so I'm going to go through top 10 technology-driven hard trends that will be shaping our world. So, number one, and this is not in any order of importance or anything, but the first one is software as a service, the continuing rise of IT. You are going to see more and more services being offered on the web. And basically, IT over the years, they've had long projects and always saying no. And so what software as a service is, and you have experienced many of these in your organization, what software as a service is doing is basically going to the cloud and then offering these services and continually updating them. Remember back as little as 5 years ago when you needed to update software on your computers, IT would go around to each of the laptops or your desktops and update the service. Now it's all in the cloud, it's done behind the scenes, and updates happen as you go. And you can see all of these software as a service have popped up as services, and typically they are sold by seat. So Office 365, their business model has switched to a per seat, and it's all online. And you go out and you sign up, you get access, and then all of the software is available to you. And you can see many of these that have popped up. So I've got a question for you. Let's set up the second poll. Do you or your organization use any software as a service? One is no, not that I know of. Yes. Number two is yes, I know of at least a few. 3, yes, I think we have several. And 4, oh yeah, we use a lot of SaaS providers. So go ahead and put in your okay. So the poll is, while the poll is going, I'll give you a couple of examples. Venmo, I love Venmo. If you haven't used Venmo, it's a great, you can pay people money back and forth, and all you have to do is just say, I'm sending X dollars to so-and-so. That is how I pay my employees. That's how when they are ready and they need money and they are working on a project, I Venmo them what I owe them. Same with Trello and Workday and Constant Contact. I use a lot of Google apps. So where are people at?
I'm sorry, I don't know why. Here we go.
There we go. All right.
What happened? There we go.
Okay, it looked like, okay, over 50% are yes, I know of at least a few, or I think we have several, and then about a quarter of you are use many providers. So you already know that is where things are going, is going to the cloud and moving, and you're going to see more and more of that, where services, when there's a business need out there, you can find it normally out there in a software as a service. Okay, next one, virtual reality, augmented reality, and robots get real. And so let me show you a couple of examples. Virtual reality, there are several companies out there that offer, if you don't have the time or the inclination or the capabilities to go to Antarctica, you can go on a virtual reality tour, and you can actually go through the streets and you can guide yourself, and there's several, and these are becoming better and better. Eventually it'll be like you are there. Audi, when you buy a new car from Audi, you can configure your Audi car and your dream experience, and you can actually see what your car will look like and the detail of the vehicle, and then you can put it in a lunar landscape or a tunnel or wherever you like, but you'll actually see what the car looks like and how it will drive. Here's another example is actually in Wisconsin here, Madison, Wisconsin, or up in the Dells, there is a virtual reality place that has you wear the little packs and the virtual reality glasses, and the one that we did, this is my family. It's called Engineerium, and it is a fake world, and you can see on the right, it kind of looks like this, and each person becomes one of these people, and you together have to go through this imaginary world and go get the globe or the sphere. What's interesting about this is the sidewalks are about 1,000 feet in the air, and you are overlooking the ocean, and there's whales up above you and birds flying around you and pterodactyls, and the sidewalks have it like a twisty turn. It makes you walk in places that you could never walk, like you're walking off of a cliff. And it is so real that when one of my friends, he actually fell over because it fakes you out. So if you're in Madison or if you're in Wisconsin, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun. You're going to see a lot of training. In Houston, there's a training center that uses virtual reality for HVAC. They've been doing it for years for flight simulations. There's also, if you know of Tom's, they have a motto that every pair of shoes that we buy, we will give one away to somebody in a third world country. And they go around to different areas and give out shoes. And what they have done is actually film the experience in a virtual reality format, and you can go out and see them giving away the shoes as if you are giving away the shoes. Augmented reality, you will see more and more where you'll be able to watch it either with glasses or putting up an iPad in front of it. You'll be able to see augmented scores, stats, whatever you like as you are watching a baseball game. Same with drones. Drones will be able to see other objects, and they'll be able to say how far of a distance or what is in that building, etc. You can also, a very simple app for retail, you can take a piece of furniture and put it in front. What would that look like in my house? So augmented reality is a combination of real with the virtual. And robot technology, many manufacturing organizations already have robots and are doing many of this, but now they're starting to get into the service industry. And I'm going to show a video here. This is Pepper, and at the end of this, I'm going to ask you, how else might you use Pepper in society or in business? Here we go. This is about a minute and a half.
Hello, my name is Pepper, and I want to welcome you to the Smithsonian Castle. If you have just a couple of minutes, I would like to share some information with you about this room.
The castle is the oldest Smithsonian building on the mall, and we get millions of visitors here every year. Interestingly, this is the least visited room in the castle, and yet it has all of the castle's history. One of the ideas for Pepper is to use the robot to attract people to under-visited parts of our museums and buildings. We've been working on this for a while, and the thing that just jumps out at me is just how happy it makes people.
When you first see it, it's kind of nerve-wracking, and then like Pepper is so nice. I would never think I would say that about like a robot.
What do you notice about this sculpture? Many visitors think this sculpture looks like a real man.
So at the Hirshhorn, which is our gallery of contemporary art, the curators there have put Pepper right next to Big Man, which is this amazing piece of contemporary art.
This type of artwork is called hyperrealism.
Not everybody comes and can see the artwork and really feel something, but when you can talk to it and it responds to you, that kind of resonates with you. You want to take a selfie? Yeah. I think you got a good side. Definitely, it'll be going on.
Museums are using them in very popular galleries and just allowing people to go deeper on a particular exhibit or a particular artifact. A Museum of African Art is going to use Pepper in an upcoming exhibit to teach Kiswahili phrases. At the moment, I think we have about 25, and we expect to expand the program.
This room was originally intended to serve as an art gallery.
Our job is to figure out how to best connect with people and give them the information that they're looking for, and maybe things that they don't even know they're looking for. And we're always trying to figure out how new technologies can help us do that.
What would you like to do? Say one of the options.
Okay, so if you would, type in the chat, how else might Pepper be used in any kind of a service industry or in your organization? I'll just give you 30 seconds, if you would.
Come on, make sure you're connected. The writing's on the wall, but if you're not neglected, stumble, you might fall. Stumble, you might fall. Ain't gonna go fly.
How are Ellen? Ellen, how are they doing?
I do not see any responses. I'm not sure if people are responding. I don't see anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing any responses.
Okay, let's move on. Next one is artificial intelligence and or cognitive computing will increasingly use to extract value from big data. You've heard of big data, but now you're taking it to the next level of artificial intelligence. You all have heard of Alexa and Siri and Google Now and Cortana. You know, you can do many things with that, play music, natural language questions, receive sports, news, finance updates, etc. But the key to this is they are going to get smarter and smarter, and they'll be connected to other home systems, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. For instance, if you go out to Amazon, you can see the customers who bought this item also bought this. Well, in the future, it's going to have an entirely next level of experience individually created for you. So I don't know if any of you saw in the last Sunday on 60 Minutes, artificial intelligence, they interviewed, or there's a group that is interviewing Holocaust survivors. And in this case, what you're going to see here is Leslie talking to a Holocaust survivor who actually passed away 2 years ago. Let me just play this. It's about
Aaron,
30
tell
seconds.
us what your parents did before the war.
They owned and operated a butcher shop.
This interview was unlike any we have ever done.
Keep your mentality, keep your soul, keep your mind.
Incredibly, Aaron Elster, a Holocaust survivor, died 2 years ago. What's the weather like today?
I'm actually recording. I cannot answer that question.
So you can see they sat down with each of they have done many survivors, and they basically take them for a week, 10 hours a day for 5 days, and they ask them all different types of questions. And you can see all the cameras around. What they are doing is preparing for, in the future, they know that the technology will be there where they can do holograms, but for now they are photographing or filming all of these, and with artificial intelligence, they are able to, somebody can ask a question and they can respond to it. Next one, organizations and people will embrace location awareness, and you're seeing more and more of this, a beacon location service technology. Basically, it's the combination of a mobile app and a personalization. Organizations like restaurants and service industry wants to personalize the experience. They want to know the context, but the key to this is knowing the location. And if you put all of those together, it can drive an ideal user experience. So let me show you a couple of examples. This one's kind of timely. South Korea, Corona 100 meter apps. You download the Corona 100 meter app, which was downloaded over 1 million times. And basically, if a person who had, it is connected to the database, it does not show names, but it's connected to the database. And if someone who has had coronavirus or has it comes within 100 meters, you can see where they went and where they are. And it will give you a notification of you are coming up to somebody who has corona or has been tested positive with corona. This was one of the apps that they were saying was helping with people not spreading the disease in South Korea. Some other examples are PayPal realized they wanted to create an experience for their customers, which are businesses, and they wanted to have a shopping experience where the end user or the buyer does nothing other than walk into the store and take the item. So you download the app. This is all opt-in, but the consumer walks into the store. When they walk in, a photo will appear of them on the point of sale, and then they can be greeted by name. The app does not have to be open on the smartphone to do this. Paying only requires a verbal confirmation from the person, and then the receipt is emailed. So you can go grab your stuff, and walk out of the store. And that technology is available now. And you can see over here what the PayPal president, we challenged ourselves to find a better experience than swiping a credit card. We figured the only better way to pay would be to do nothing. Just walk into a store like magic. When you're ready to pay, money is transferred securely. No wallet, no card, not even touching your phone. All right? Next, that technology, iBeacon technology, also has that. When you go into a store, it will give you it'll give you notices of deals and for bars and locations, etc. Target has the same thing. That will also, when you go into the store, it knows that you are there so long as you are on the app, or so long as you have the app. Nivea, they put an RFD wristband in in a magazine, and you can put it onto your kid, and then with an app, it will tell you when your kid is more than however many feet you want. Let's say you go to the beach, and it will notify you that your kid has gone outside of that realm. So location, South by Southwest, which this year they canceled, but they are taking networking to the next level. Is you can see the people that are there, and you can follow people, and then you can see where they are in the venues, and then it will also tell you that what bands you like are playing and where are they, etc. Marriott Hotel has been doing this since 2014, and you can use your phone as a key, and guests they know, concierges and people at the front desk know that you are here. It helps you self-register, and you go up and they tell you your room, you go up, and then that is your key. And almost all Starwood hotels will be fitted up with that technology in the future. Here's one that I personally had a experience with. The Princess Cruise Lines is equipping all of their ships with what's called medallion technology. You can see up here in the middle where you wear this either around your neck or on your wrist. And one of the main things when you're on a cruise line is finding people across the ship. And then what they also wanted to do was create an experience where the bartenders and the servers and the people would not have to constantly learn new names. So when you walk in, before you get on the ship, you can create what's called an avatar, and it can be a fish or a turtle or a shark and you create this avatar. It has your name over it, and when you walk onto the ship, the avatar greets you, takes you to your room, and there's screens all over the ship, and it will follow you, and then it will also, if you opt in with your group, you can see where all of your other group is. And then it will tell you, and then when you go up to the bar, the bartender will know who you are, will already have your drink made for you, and they'll say, welcome to this bar, Mr. Jankowski, etc. And that technology, we were on a ship that had that technology, and they're going to put that on all of their cruise ships. So location technology is coming. So let me ask, let's put the next poll up. Would you use location awareness? Now, most of these apps are opt-in. So would you use it? Let's see what people are saying. Helen, how are we doing?
But still vote, a couple people voting. Give it a couple minutes.
All right. All right, let's move on.
All right. Share the results.
Oh. So about 10% of you, 110, heck no. I might for certain things. A big chunk of you, 44%, and about close to 40, almost half would say, yes, I consider it, and yes, I already use location awareness. Awesome. So again, a hard trend that you're going to see more and more location awareness applications out there. Next one is cashless society moves a step closer. So now that people are embracing mobile and contactless payments, and they're starting to see that they are secure, you're going to see more and more of those. Let me do a quick poll. How much do you use cash? One is I always have cash, usually, mostly, or never. Let's see how many people carry cash with them. Okay, how we doing, Ellen?
Go ahead and close it.
All right, let's see what we have. Oh, wow. It's all about 24, 28, 31, and 18. So you are going to see, especially with the younger people, millennials and the like, you're going to see less and less cash being, I have a 31-year-old and a 29-year-old, and I don't think I've ever seen them carry cash. So more and more people are going to be not using cash. Oops. And here, let me show you an example of some of the payment systems that are out there. Here's one, Samsung Pay.
What's up? I'm Hannibal. I'm going to use Samsung Pay to get a Katz's Deli pastrami sandwich. Hey, can I pay with my phone?
You mean like Apple Pay? We don't have that.
No, like Samsung Pay. Kind of works everywhere, even on this janky old thing.
He wants to pay with his phone. What do you want, Hannibal?
I want to pay with my phone. Don't look at the cameras. Mike, you ready?
It doesn't work.
Watch me. Boom. Samsung Pay is here and pretty much everywhere else.
All right. I apologize. Looking at the screen, it looks a little choppy when it's being played. But just so you know, Sweden has become the first cashless society out there. Their digital payments that are out there. Everyone uses cashless and or cashless mobile transactions. Cash accounts for less than 1% of the total transactions in Sweden, and so you're going to see that more and more. And if you think about taking out the waste and the crime and the fraud and in the system, when it's all cash and it is secure, it's going to transform a lot of payment systems. You can see here Amazon Go, and actually I'm going to talk through this one. This is a very short video, but in several cities across the United States, there's Amazon Go where the guy has a phone. There's a little kiosk there that he just puts it up to. It knows he's in the store. He just goes and grabs whatever he wants, grabs any kind of food item, and there's a little RFID in the items, and then he just walks out, and it automatically bills his account and doesn't have any checkout systems at all. You think about our systems today with the coronavirus, this might be pretty helpful. Also, there's just recently, Facebook has teamed up with Libra, Visa, and Uber, and they have adopted and partnered up with a blockchain technology very similar to Bitcoin. It's called Libra, and it will be a way to have electronic payments on Facebook and through Uber, and the transactions can only be added to it by a group of trusted parties. So if you have to be a trusted party to be in there, but you can pay electronically and it doesn't go it's a secure trading system through Bitcoin, right? Next one is this, you have probably heard about. The Internet of Things gets personal. And basically what the Internet of Things is, the interconnected via the internet of computing devices embedded into everyday objects, enabling them to send and receive data. And so you can see Internet of Things examples are connected appliances, smart home security systems, autonomous farming equipment, wearable health monitors, smart factory equipment, wireless inventory tractors, biometrics to cyber security scanners, shipping containers, and logistics. All of these basically Internet of Things are machines and applications talking to one another. So you're going to have smart homes. You have, if you haven't been in one, if you go to a parade of homes, often many of them are smart homes, and it's basically connecting your devices, whether it be your lights or your heating systems or whatever, to your phone, and you can turn things on and off. Even feed your dog if you like. You're going to see smart cities, where city of Houston basically was losing about 15 billions of gallons of water a year. They put in intelligent pump control systems and sensors in their piping, and now they are reducing that significantly from the water waste. You're going to see energy conservation, where many cities will have real-time energy measurement programs using sensors and smart meters and big data to regulate some of the business activities and business electricity usage. Public safety. Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark has the lights that will turn on or they'll be like they'll get brighter as it gets darker, but will also turn on when they see traffic and citizens walking or biking. You'll also see smart industries. With the Internet of Things, a machine can say, I need a filter changed, and then you place this up and it will tell you what preventive maintenance needs to happen. You can see here the driverless tractors, where it knows where it is, and it just there is no driver behind it. In warehouses, you can see the smart technology where robots moving materials around without any human intervention. Smart manufacturing, where you know where all of the logistics and all of the parts in a manufacturing process are, and then the same with logistics and supply chain management, knowing what are in the containers and where it is at any given time. Those are all Internet of Things. And then the next one, and this is fairly obvious, security and privacy awareness will take center stage. You're seeing more and more where you'll have finger or biometrics and face IDs, and you'll see less and less capabilities to hack into other people's systems because of those security and privacy issues. Number 8 is online influencers. You are seeing, instead of a whole change in marketing and advertising, is nowadays and currently many will put things onto the television and do ads, and most people are just fast forwarding through those. But instead, you're seeing a major shift to online influencers. Here are some of the main ones that are out there. Anybody know any of these people? Many of you probably do. I am going to say they have millions of followers, and these influencers, when they take on a product or service, they basically get anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000 per post. And they know that, and they can track whether that post was they made a direct connection, and did they actually buy this? Because many of them are click here, and you can see whether people are purchasing and their habits. Next one, online influencers. If you haven't heard of WeChat, they basically use all of society to do influencers. So WeChat is basically a social platform, mostly in China and Asia. It started in 2011 as an instant messaging app, but has grown into way much more. The core is the QR codes, and you can add friends, pay for things, find your favorite shop or product. They basically, in China, you have one app, which is WeChat, and you can see up here in the United States, these are all of the apps that you would need to have the same functionality as WeChat. So you can see social life, transferring of money, taxi, transportation, credit cards, hotels, finance, all of those things are one app in WeChat. And so you can connect people, you can send text, chats, pictures, videos, etc., just like you're texting or Instagram, etc. But you can also create groups, and this is where the peer recommendations come in. Is much of the economic and e-commerce traffic is peer-to-peer recommendations. You can also subscribe to services, and all you need is that QR code. So if you are a farmer, a poor farmer, you have your own QR code, and somebody would come to you to buy your turnips or lettuce or whatever you want. They would scan your QR code, and the money would automatically transfer. So they've taken financial and money out of the system. They've taken hard currency out of the system. And then again, that's how they do payments and shopping and weekly shopping. You can buy any type of tickets you want off of that app. Number 9, the personalized experience. You're going to see more and more personalization and customization of any type of experience. And so we've talked about digital assistants before, where Amazon and etc. But with that, you'll be able to do, or there are chatbots, which basically mimic human conversation. They basically take FAQs and anything that people would say, and about 1.4 billion people per year interact with chatbots. Whether you know it or not, when you make a call into a call center or the like, you might be talking to a chatbot, or there are chatbots that are online. And about 80% of businesses already use them or plan to use chatbots by 2020. So let me show you a couple of examples. Here's a chatbot, the Marriott. When you log in, or where you go into the Marriott, it says, "Hello, I'm the butler. I can help you with any item request or wake-up calls or hotel info or Wi-Fi or food. Just ask me right here," and then you will get a response back as to basically the frequently asked questions. Here's one, a chatbot where this person is interacting with their health system, and it has all of their health data. And if they start seeing an issue, you can chat with your doctor, and then it keeps track of all your health statistics. So customer service organizations are using it to answer questions, handle returns, e-commerce, healthcare and medical, booking and real estate, news organizations, networking and legal and HR, edutainment, virtual companion. So people who are in nursing homes and need somebody to talk to, you can have a virtual companion. Conversational robots, gaming and streamlining platforms. You're going to see more and more chatbots happening. Here's an example. You can order flowers from your phone, and if you go to this bot, it's in Facebook Messenger. You can send flowers, pay for it directly, and it will automatically go to whoever you want. Then it will also make gift suggestions and process the orders and then sends the shipping. Here's another one. If you want to go to a restaurant, you can see, hey, you ask your significant other, do you want to go out to dinner tonight? And then you pull up the chatbot, in this case, Open Table. It brings up all the restaurants and it says what times are available. You can make the reservation. You can send it and say, here's where we're going, and then you can make the reservation, and then you just show up. So that chatbot is for, and again, it can all be done through Facebook Messenger. Here's one that is, if you want a business loan, Kabbage out there is, you can apply for a business loan, and you can see in this case, it doesn't go out and check your credit score. It goes out and looks at your LinkedIn and your Facebook account and Instagram, and it looks at the connections you have, and then it will make a decision of how much to give you within 7 minutes. Within 7 minutes, it will tell you, here's how much you are eligible to get a business loan. And it's based on your experience and the connections that you have in all of your social media or social apps. And number 10, driverless vehicles and the changes to the auto dealer market. Currently, there are about 3.5 million truck drivers out there in the US, and it's about a $700 billion industry. But right now, they are short in hiring by about 900,000 people. And they are having a hard time filling drivers. And you know what's happening? In 2021, there was actually another 60 Minutes article about a month ago that was talking about, in 2021, the first driverless trucks will be available and on the highway. They are on the highway right now in California, Virginia, and I think 2 other states. And they are testing this out. And what they are finding is they are even safer than most trucks, but they have a lot of testing to do. But you'll see driverless trucks happening. And then you'll also have driverless cars. And about 95% of cars is being parked. And so that's why you're seeing a lot of increasingly community shared cars. And then how people are purchasing them. Tesla has come out. You don't go to a Tesla dealership. You go to a shop, you do online shopping, and you order your car, and then they build it. And there is no dealership involved. And you're going to see more and more of that if you were going to purchase a car. But more likely what's going to happen is you're going to see, imagine this. You have an app that says, I need a car, and with the driverless car, there'll be a car parking lot or vending machine, and when you plug in that, it will come to you, and that will be your car. It will take you wherever you want. Now, think of the significance of this, is more and more people will not own cars. They will just do short little rentals, and you're seeing that right now. Anybody who has insurance, they're getting worried about this because there is no B2C insurance. It's all B2B, and it's going to be insurance companies insuring the provider of the software that is doing the driverless cars, and it's happening now where right now you can have a per mile insurance, and it depends on the car that you rent for the app that you have. And so you're seeing more and more of driverless cars and people not owning cars, etc. Okay, so let's do a little poll. What do you think about driverless vehicles? One is, I don't want to be part of it. Maybe I wait and see. Yeah, I think it will will be cool and cannot wait. I will be an early adopter. What are people thinking?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close it.
All right.
And we need to kind of wrap up. Oh, whoops. Did it again. Sorry. There we go.
Wow. Only 9% early adopters. Maybe I'll wait and see. And yeah, I think it'll be cool is about over close to 70%. So I'm one of those, I can't wait till it happens. I'll love it to just be able to order a car and order any type of car. If you want a truck, you want a Tesla to come up to your place, it will be like an Uber that you will select what you want. All right, now these are the top 10 technology-driven hard trends shaping our world. I want you to think about which one of these, and you can type it into the to the question. Which one of these do you think will impact our organization society the most? Go ahead and type software as a service, virtual reality, location awareness, cashless, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, security and privacy, influencers, personal experience, or driverless cars.
A lot of cashless society, location awareness, virtual augmented reality, driverless cars, quite a variety of answers. IoT, security and privacy, artificial intelligence. So quite a bit.
So it's all over.
Yeah. Just a couple quick questions because we're going to have to close.
Yep.
Don't know if you have something really quickly you want to use to close this.
Nope. Oh.
Okay. A couple people are asking, or a couple comments more than anything about, as a tourist in Sweden, it says it's very difficult to use things like Venmo because you have to use their system and it's not connected in the banks in the U.S. I don't know if you have any comments about that.
Yeah, I agree. If you are not in their society, it is difficult to come from outside of that. But yeah, I've had difficulty sending people money across the way, and that's one thing that they were going to need to figure out is the whole international and how do you get. They are. It's pretty easy for people in Europe, in the European Union, but it's very difficult for people outside of it. Good question. Good comment.
One other question. When does security and privacy take over the need for ease of use?
Oh, good question. The privacy and security issues, you're seeing that angst right now where people are not willing to give up information, and because there have been breaches and things like that, the less and less you'll see, or the more security you'll have, the more people will be entrusted to it. So right now it's getting better, but it's still at that teetering point where you're going to see less and less breaches, I believe, over time, because it will start moving to the blockchain. It'll start moving to that technology. And that is almost impossible to breach.
One other just really quick question is in regards to kind of how would you recommend people get up to speed with these things, become more comfortable, I think, and understand that. What skills do you recommend to catch up?
First thing is getting involved in webinars like this. I first started this, as I said, I saw a webinar with Daniel Burris, and he, as I said, he keeps track of the top 20 technologies. And as I said, I saw him at a conference about 4 years ago, and I've been kind of following him and keeping track of that. And then anytime there's a news article or a 60 Minutes or something on the web, I will, like a Frontline episode or whatever, I keep track of that and I'll watch those. So just be watching for these, and you can actually take these 10, and if I were to do this seminar in 5 years, many of them will be, well, yeah, we already have that.
All right, thank you very much. I want to thank Walter Jankowski for taking his time to share us with some really important and interesting information. Just to remind you, the presentation has been recorded and will be posted on the ASQ Lean Division YouTube channel later this week. Thanks to everyone for participating in today's webinar, and have a great day. Thank you.